You might be eating this every day, and it's destroying your brain. You may have no idea that something you eat every single day is slowly damaging your brain. It's a common product. It doesn't look dangerous. It's advertised everywhere. It sits on every supermarket shelf. But this exact product is linked to memory loss, brain fog, and even the early signs of dementia, especially after the age of 65. Studies show that people who regularly eat this product are more likely to experience forgetfulness, confusion, and reduced mental focus. Some even stop recognizing their loved ones. The scariest part? Many of them still believe they're eating healthy. In this video, you'll learn what this product is, why it harms the brain, and how to replace it with something better, so you can protect your memory for years to come. Watch until the end, because this dangerous product might already be part of your breakfast today. Memory is the core of who you are. Memory is what makes us who we are. Thanks to memory, we know who we are, where we are, who we love, and what we did yesterday. But as we age, warning signs appear more and more often. You forget to turn off the stove. You can't remember your neighbor's name. You're looking for your glasses, and they're already on your head. It's frightening, especially when you start seeing friends or family members losing themselves. First comes mild forgetfulness, then strange behavior, and then the empty, lost look in their eyes. Memory loss is one of the most frightening conditions because it steals the very thing that makes a person themselves. That's why it's so important to know which habits, foods, and daily choices hurt the brain, and more importantly, which ones seem harmless but are silently damaging your mind for years. Story: Nancy, age 72. Nancy lived alone and felt okay. She kept her home tidy, read books, and watched shows. But in the last few years, she noticed something troubling. She was losing her train of thought more and more often. She started walking into rooms and forgetting why. She stopped recognizing familiar faces. She thought, it's just age. But after a checkup, the doctor discovered something surprising. Nancy's diet was filled with a substance that's directly linked to memory problems. She had been eating it every day, and she even believed it was healthy. Stories like Nancy's are not rare, and the reason is not genetics, not stress, not aging. It's food. The most dangerous food for the brain after age 65. Its name is sugar, and not just pure sugar, but hidden sugar. It's found in candy, bread, sauces, instant soups, quick-cooked cereals, even in yogurt and granola. People eat it every single day without knowing that it attacks the most vulnerable part of the body, the brain. When you eat sugar, your blood glucose level rises sharply. The body reacts by releasing insulin. But after age 60, this system works less efficiently. Sugar spikes become more extreme, and the brain becomes more fragile. Scientists have confirmed constant exposure to excess glucose damages the connections between brain cells. It's like phone wires melting. Signals move slower. A fog appears in your head. Focus drops. Memory fades. The higher the sugar, the weaker the brain. In the brain of an older adult who consumes a lot of sugar, the following changes take place. Oxygen flow to the brain decreases. Signal transmission between brain cells slows down. Blood vessels in the brain become damaged. Sleep quality worsens. Insulin resistance develops, a key step toward diabetes and dementia. This is not just theory. It's been confirmed by dozens of clinical studies. The longer a person lives on a sugar-heavy diet, the higher the risk that their brain will begin to decline. But I don't eat sugar. Many older people say, I don't eat sugar. I don't even add it to my tea or coffee. But that doesn't mean their diet is sugar-free. The most dangerous sugar is the kind that hides in everyday food. You'll find it in store-bought bread, instant oatmeal, fruit-flavored yogurt, sauces like ketchup or mustard, canned vegetables and soups, no-sugar ice cream, protein bars, and diet cookies. A label might say sugar-free, but inside you'll find maltodextrin, corn syrup, fructose, dextrose, all different forms of sugar, and all of them harm your brain. Why sugar affects more than just memory. After the age of 65, the brain becomes more sensitive to changes in blood sugar. When glucose levels rise too fast, some people feel a quick boost of energy, but that energy fades fast, and what follows is worse: fatigue, brain fog, and anxiety. This creates a vicious cycle. People feel tired, irritable, or confused, and they reach for something sweet to feel better. But the relief is only temporary. After each sugar spike comes a crash. The brain becomes more and more unstable. Over time, this pattern leads to emotional changes and deeper memory problems. Many older adults live in this cycle without knowing it. They think it's just old age, but in reality, it's their daily sugar intake affecting how they think and feel. Sweet breakfast equals morning brain damage. Many people start the day with sugar without even realizing it. Instant oatmeal with flavoring, toast with jam, sweetened yogurt, muffins, fruit juice, coffee with sugar. This kind of breakfast causes a sharp sugar spike first thing in the morning. The brain reacts with stress. Just 2 hours later, blood sugar drops. What follows? Confusion, low energy, yawning, irritability. And when this pattern repeats every day, the brain's ability to stay sharp and focused begins to break down. Even reading a book or watching a TV show becomes difficult. It's hard to follow the plot, hard to stay focused. Story: Frank, age 78. Frank used to be social, cheerful, and active. He loved to drive and tell stories, but over the last few years, he began forgetting small things, like where he left his keys or why he entered a room. Sometimes he didn't recognize people at the store. His family feared the worst. They thought he was developing dementia. But the real issue was simpler. During a medical exam, the doctor asked a basic question: "What do you eat for breakfast?" Frank answered, "A bun with jam and coffee with sugar every day." That was the problem. After removing sugar from his breakfast and switching to protein-rich foods, Frank began to feel better. Just 3 weeks later, he was more alert, calmer, and started remembering things again. No pills, no therapy, just a change in food. Sugar and sleep, a hidden danger. Eating sugar in the evening is especially harmful. A cookie, chocolate, or sweet tea before bed causes a spike in blood sugar, followed by a sudden drop. This disrupts your sleep cycle. It leads to restless sleep, strange dreams, and frequent waking. And for older adults, poor sleep is directly linked to poor memory. One night of broken sleep can reduce short-term memory by 20 to 30%. If sleep problems continue for weeks, the brain never gets time to reset. Day after day, thinking becomes slower, more confused. What sugar really does to the aging brain. It damages the small blood vessels that bring oxygen to brain cells. It disrupts hormones that control memory and attention. It causes chronic inflammation inside the brain. It increases the risk of stroke and dementia. It weakens sleep and emotional stability. And the worst part? These changes happen silently. You may feel fine while your brain is already under attack. Artificial sweeteners, even more dangerous than sugar. When people learn that sugar is harmful, many switch to sugar-free products. But these often contain artificial sweeteners, which may be even worse for the aging brain. Names like aspartame, saccharin, sucralose, and acesulfame potassium appear in diet sodas, sugar-free candy, chewing gum, protein bars, flavored yogurts, and even in medicines. They have few or no calories, but their effect on the brain can be serious. How artificial sweeteners affect memory and focus. They confuse your taste buds. Sweeteners are much sweeter than natural sugar. This resets your sense of taste. Normal food starts to feel bland and boring. They damage gut bacteria, and your gut and brain are closely connected. A disturbed gut can cause brain fog, poor mood, and low energy. They trigger cravings. Your brain tastes sweetness, but doesn't receive energy. So it demands more food, more snacks, creating a false hunger. They increase anxiety. Studies show that some artificial sweeteners may raise stress hormones, especially in older adults. So, even if you think you're doing the right thing by drinking diet soda or eating sugar-free cookies, you may be putting your brain at greater risk. Story: Judy, age 69. Judy gave up sugar and switched to sugar-free gum and diet drinks. At first, she felt proud of herself, but within 2 months, she developed insomnia, racing thoughts, and constant restlessness. Her memory became foggy. She had trouble focusing. When she removed artificial sweeteners from her diet and began eating natural whole foods, her symptoms faded. Within 3 weeks, she was sleeping better, feeling calmer, and thinking more clearly. How to gently break the sugar habit. You don't need to quit sugar all at once. Sudden changes can cause stress and cravings. It's better to go step by step. Here's how to start. Replace sugar in tea or coffee with a pinch of cinnamon or natural vanilla extract. Switch from sweet breakfasts to eggs, oatmeal without sugar, or cottage cheese with fruit. Eat real fruit instead of sweets. Apples, pears, berries, but avoid grapes and bananas which spike blood sugar. If you use honey, limit it to half a teaspoon per day, and only in warm, not hot, drinks. Drink more water. Sometimes your body craves sugar when it's just thirsty. And most importantly, be patient. Every small step matters. Even one less cookie per day is a win for your brain. What happens when you reduce sugar? After 5 to 7 days, mental fog begins to lift. Sleep becomes deeper and more restful. Morning energy returns. Mood becomes more stable. Digestion improves after 1 month. Memory improves noticeably. Focus lasts longer. Risk of dementia begins to drop. Emotional balance returns. You feel clearer, sharper, more in control. You don't need magic pills or expensive treatments. You need less sugar and more care. Foods that help protect and restore memory. When you remove sugar from your diet, your brain needs real fuel, nutrients that support thinking, memory, and clarity. After age 60, certain foods are especially helpful. They improve blood flow, reduce inflammation, and help brain cells communicate. Here are some of the best choices. Eggs, rich in choline, a key nutrient for memory and brain structure. Walnuts, high in omega-3 fats and antioxidants that protect neurons. Salmon and mackerel, fatty fish, strengthen brain function. Blueberries, improve circulation and protect the brain from aging. Olive oil, reduces inflammation and supports blood vessels. Leafy greens like spinach and broccoli, packed with brain protective vitamins. Cocoa powder, unsweetened, boosts mood and concentration. The goal is not to eat more, but to eat smarter. Build your plate around real food, simple, fresh, and full of what your brain truly needs. The anti-sugar plate. What a healthy day looks like. Breakfast. 2 boiled eggs, a slice of whole grain toast, herbal tea with cinnamon. Lunch. Grilled fish, steamed vegetables, a small serving of brown rice. Snack. A handful of walnuts, a few slices of apple or pear. Dinner. Vegetable soup, cottage cheese or lentils, chamomile tea before bed. This kind of eating doesn't shock your body with sugar spikes. It gives your brain calm, steady energy and the nutrients it needs to stay strong. Make brain-healthy eating enjoyable. Changing your habits should not feel like punishment. Here's how to make it easier. Use spices like cinnamon, cardamom, and vanilla. They add depth without sugar, make your food look good. Bright colors, nice plates, neat portions. Eat slowly, enjoy each bite. Use your favorite cup, your favorite spoon. Small joy matters. Play soft music while eating. It helps digestion and lifts the mood. When you enjoy your food, you feel satisfied. And when you feel satisfied, cravings fade. Story. Robert, age 81. Robert used to eat ready-made meals from the store. He started forgetting his PIN number, misplacing things, and struggling to stay focused. His son helped him switch to fresh, simple meals. 2 weeks later, Robert began speaking more clearly. He remembered where his documents were. He felt calmer, more alert. He didn't take new medications. He didn't do brain games. He just stopped eating sugar and started giving his brain real fuel. Why sugar is the brain's silent enemy. After 65. Sugar doesn't feed the brain. It overwhelms it. Sugar destroys sleep, and sleep is how memory resets. Sugar inflames blood vessels, and without vessels, the brain starves. Sugar breaks down brain cells one by one. Less sugar means more memory, more clarity, more life. A 7-day plan to begin healing your memory. Monday, remove sugar from your tea. Eat eggs or cottage cheese for breakfast. Take a 10-minute walk in fresh air. Tuesday, avoid cookies and replace them with fruit. Cook something simple with olive oil. Call a friend and share a memory. Wednesday, add walnuts and berries to your lunch. Try writing a short note or journal entry. Sleep with your window slightly open. Thursday, listen to music you love and try to sing along. It stimulates memory. Drink more water today. Friday, clean out your kitchen, remove sugary snacks. Replace them with healthy options. Saturday, watch one documentary or educational video, something new for the brain to process. Sunday, Reflect on your week. How do you feel? Clearer? More focused? Celebrate progress, even if small. Habits that quietly damage your memory. Even if you stop eating sugar, your memory may still weaken due to other lifestyle habits. These silent threats often go unnoticed, but they matter just as much. Too much television. Watching TV all day, especially in the background, makes the brain passive. It just absorbs noise without thinking. It's better to choose one or two programs, watch them with attention, and think about what you saw. Lack of real conversation. Your brain needs emotions, feedback, facial expressions, eye contact. Isolation leads to mental fading. Even a short chat with a neighbor at the mailbox is a form of memory exercise. Repeating the same routine. If every day looks the same, your brain has nothing new to process. It starts to sleep. Add small changes. A new recipe, a different book, a new walking path. Not enough sleep. Sleep is like cleaning your mind. Without it, your thoughts become cluttered. Deep sleep between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. is especially important. Go to bed earlier, avoid eating late, and keep your room cool and quiet. Too much worry? Reading bad news all day? Talking constantly about illness? Fearing the future? All this raises stress hormones, which harm memory. Protect your mind. Don't overload it with negativity. Memory can be saved, even at age 90. Science now proves the brain can repair itself at any age. It creates new connections if you give it the right support. Nutrition, movement, sleep, new ideas, and calm. You don't have to grow old with a blank stare. You don't have to forget your children or grandchildren. You have a choice. And that choice doesn't begin with medicine. It begins with simple daily habits. What you put on your plate, what you think about in the morning, who you talk to during the day. Each day is a chance to strengthen your brain. Even if you forgot where your keys are, remember this: your brain is still working. It can be cleared, strengthened, supported. No doctors, no pills, no fear. The strength of your memory isn't about being young. It's about care, daily care. May your mind stay clear. May your thoughts stay bright. And may you look in the mirror, even at age 90, and smile saying, I remember, I am alive, I am still me. Share your story in the comments. We would be happy to hear it and help you. Also, give this video a like and subscribe to Health Bloom 60+. Turn on notifications so you never miss simple health truths backed by science. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.